what you wanna do. Wanna be hackers, code crackers, slackers, wasting time with all the chat room yackers. 9 to 5 chilling at Hewlett Packard, working at a desk with a dumb little placard.
This program is Kane Enable. It's really a powerful hacking tool, and it can be used for network analysis too, but if you're trying to crack passwords, you're probably here to learn hacking. So let's get started on that. Now, this does work in Windows XP and some unpatched versions of Vista, but it should definitely work in XP. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do is go download Kane Enable. You can do that at oxid.it/kane.html. Just scroll down the page and click on the second link there. This is the version that works in Windows NT, Windows 2000, XP, 2003, and so forth. So go ahead and click on that, download it, and install it. I'm not going to bother walking you through that because you really should be able to figure that out on your own. Just keep clicking next until you're done. When you're done, you'll see an icon that says Kane. Click on that, and you'll open up Kane Enable. There's a lot of different tabs here for sniffing and all kinds of things, but we're going to be cracking the password, so click on the tab that says Cracker. After you've done that, click in the large white area in the center of the screen, then click the plus sign. It should already be checked to import the hashes from the local system, then click Next. This should show you all the users on your current system. You'll see the administrator account and a whole bunch of user accounts. You'll also see some strange ones on there like ASP.NET and Help Assistant and things like that. Those are machine accounts, so you can just select all those and delete them. Just press delete and they'll go away. We're not going to be using those right now. We just want to use the actual user accounts that are used by a real person. We're going to start with Sally down here, and I'm going to show you how to do a couple of different things here, a dictionary attack and a brute force attack. But let's start off with a dictionary attack, because I'm pretty sure Sally is just using a simple password. So go ahead and right click on Sally, then click dictionary attack, and then NTLM hash, because that is how XP passwords are stored. And once you've done that, you're going to need to import a word list. I already have one loaded, but let me show you how it's done. Right click on that, click add word list. Now there is a word list directory in your Kane directory, so go ahead and select the default word list from that. And I've got two now, so I'll just go ahead and remove that. So just use the default, or you can go online and find a better one if you really want to. Before you start, you really want to right click and be sure that your file is set to the starting position. Just click reset and you'll be ready to go. Now there's a lot of different options here, and I'll give you a quick rundown of what they mean. The first one is as is, which will test every word in your dictionary file as is. The second one is backwards. It's the same thing except it spells all the words backwards. Next is double. If you check that, it'll check each file name twice. Just every word in there is going to be run through twice. And then lowercase and uppercase are pretty much self-explanatory. Then after that you got num and substitution perms, which tries to do the leet speak and all that stuff. 4 is A and 5 is S and all that stuff. At the bottom you have up to 2 numbers added to each word from the dictionary. So if you leave all those checked, you have a pretty good chance of cracking most passwords. Now there is one more option here, and that's case perms, which will go through every permutation of capitalizations. You know, the first letter, the second letter, the first and the second letter, the third letter only, and so forth until it does every combination of capitals for each word. Now, if you check that, you're going to see that it takes a lot longer to run the file, so let's try running it without that first. Go ahead and click Start, and you can see it found it. Now that was an elapsed time of about 25 seconds, but the password was pizza. So I guess the moral of the story here is don't use simple passwords. Now we've got several more accounts here. Let's try Bobo. Now I want you to take a look at this right here. If you look up, you'll see the less than 8 character up at the top right here, and it's got a star in that column next to Bobo, so that means that his password is less than 8 characters. Now remember that, because we're going to do a brute force attack now. So right click, click brute force, then NTLM. And if you look over here, you'll see the password length. Now we just learned that it's less than 8 characters, so let's go ahead and turn that down to 7 characters. You notice the lower it goes, the less options you have. So we'll go ahead and turn that down. There we go, 7. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and increase the minimum length because nobody's going to have a password of 1. Even though they'll just take a second or two off the time, let's make it as fast as we can. Over here you see you have a lot of different options, and this is the character set it's going to use for your brute force attack. You have all capitals, uppercase and lowercase, uppercase and lowercase numbers, uppercase and lowercase of special characters, and about every other combination of those things that you can think of. Now, if you select the highest one with uppercase and lowercase, you see you have millions and millions, and actually like billions and trillions of options. So let's just try lowercase only. You see it's a much more manageable number. Now this one we're actually going to do uppercase, lowercase, and numbers because I set this password so I know what it is, and we'll go ahead and click start and see how long it's going to take to hack. Now it says it could take up to 7 days to do this, but in actuality it's not really going to take that long because this password is actually only 5 characters long, so it's going to get to it fairly quickly. That's a elapsed time of 2.5 minutes, and there you go. There's your password. It's just a random password of uppercase. It's got some lowercase right there. It's got some numbers, and it seems pretty secure. It's random, but it's very short, so it's really not secure at all. So let's go back to our other passwords, and let's look at the Crypto Kid. Now, he's a little bit smarter. He has a longer password, but there's a small problem. If you run this, you'll actually see that we're just doing another dictionary attack here. And this one takes about 25 seconds to complete, because even though his password is longer, it's 8 characters long, it has 2 numbers in it, it's still a dictionary word, and like I said a while ago, all those options checked, it'll find ones with numbers at the end. Let's move on to Bill. And once again, Bill wasn't very smart. He uses a plain password, dictionary attack, cracks that one right out. Now if you look down here at Hack Me, this one's going to be a little bit more difficult because this one is a 10-character password that uses numbers, it uses special characters, it uses uppercase and lowercase. Now I'll go ahead and set the length a little bit closer to what we're looking for. And you see the number of options is so large on this screen that it actually has to show it in an exponent form to even fit it in the little window box. Let's go ahead and lower that down to 10. So it's still pretty large, but it fits in there now. And it's only going to take 300,000 years to crack this one out. So I guess the moral of the story here is to use a good password on your user accounts. Use uppercase, use lowercase, use numbers, use special characters, and keep it pretty random. Thank you for watching my video.